Ever dreamed of starting fresh in a place where every day feels like a vacation? Imagine waking up to Florida sunshine with top beaches, great schools, and your perfect home just waiting for you. That's what you get with Palmer Ranch. Hey everyone, welcome to the ultimate guide to Palmer Ranch right here in Sarasota, Florida. I'm Nick with Zachos Realty Design Group, your Gulf Coast relocation experts. I am a local realtor, and my wife, kids, and I call Palmer Ranch home, and let me tell you, we're obsessed with this community. The beaches, the schools, the vibe. It's really like living in a postcard, but with all of the modern perks that you need. Whether you're a young couple just starting out, a family looking for top schools, or a retiree chasing that endless summer, Palmer Ranch has a spot that'll make it feel like it was made for you. Here's what we're doing today. I'm taking you on a deep dive into why Palmer Ranch is one of the most desirable communities in Sarasota. We'll cover the history, the people, the costs, the schools, and all of the fun stuff that makes life here special. Then we'll walk through all 36 neighborhoods grouped into 5 buckets: affordable, amenity-rich, family-friendly, golf, and luxury, so you can zero in on your perfect fit. Plus, I'm sharing with you some insider secrets and relocation tips I've picked up helping people move here. My goal is to make you as excited about Palmer Ranch as I am and help you picture your life here. All right, let's get started. We'll begin with an overview and brief history of Palmer Ranch and why people are moving here. So let's start with the backstory. Palmer Ranch started off as a massive cattle ranch back in the early 1900s, owned by the Palmer family, hence the name. Fast forward to the 1980s, and it was transformed into one of Sarasota's premier master plan communities, spanning across 10,000 acres. And today, it's home to over 30,000 people living in 36 unique neighborhoods, from cozy condos to larger estates. Why is everyone moving here? It's got that rare mix of Florida charm and practical perks. You're 10 to 15 minutes away from Siesta Key's powdery beaches, ranked #1 in the United States, and 20 minutes from downtown Sarasota's, fun, artsy vibe with theaters and galleries and festivals year-round. Add in A-rated schools, the 20-mile legacy trail for biking, and no state income tax, and it's a no-brainer why it's so popular. I've helped people from New York, Chicago, California, Canada, you name it, and they all say the same thing. The year-round sunshine and the laid-back lifestyle are game changers. Trust me, once you visit, you'll get why Palmer Ranch is such a big deal. Looking at the demographics and community vibe, Palmer Ranch is really like a big, welcoming melting pot. You've got young families picking it for the schools, like a lot of the families in our neighborhood. There are retirees who love the gated, low-maintenance villas where they can, lock up and travel. And then professionals love the location and quick I-75 access to Tampa or Fort Myers. The vibe here is active, friendly, and super community driven. Picture this, there's, food truck nights where everyone's laughing, eating tacos, holiday parties where, just about every house on the street is decorated, or you have yoga classes by the pool where you can make new friends. Every neighborhood has its own personality. Some are quiet and tucked away. Others are, buzzing with events. I remember thinking it would be difficult to meet people when, we first moved, but we met just about our entire street within a couple weeks. Whether you're looking for a tight-knit friend group or something maybe a little more private, Palmer Ranch makes you feel at home. The cost of living and the real estate market is always a hot topic. So let's talk money, because moving's all about the numbers, right? Palmer Ranch's real estate market is super diverse, so there's something for every budget. Single family homes average around $650,000, but you can find starter homes in Wellington Chase for less than $400,000, or go a bit bigger with multi-million-dollar homes in legacy estates. In condos, they're a steal. With a median price of around $300,000, there's options at Vintage Grand for less than $150,000 or up to $600,000 in Botanica's upscale units. The rentals are also a hot commodity. Condos run $1,500 to $4,500 a month, and single-family homes rent anywhere from $2,500 to around $6,500. Sarasota's cost of living is a little above the national average, mostly because of housing, but groceries, utilities, and healthcare are all pretty standard. But here's a big perk: Florida has no state income tax, so so you keep more of your paycheck. Property taxes in Sarasota County are just over 1% of your home value, so say $7,500 a year for a $650,000 house. Homeowners insurance averages $2,000 to $4,000 a year, but that really just depends on the age of the home, the roof, and if you're in a flood zone or not. And luckily, most of the properties here in Palma Ranch are not in a flood zone. As of right now, because of the current market, there are a good amount of options available, especially in the form of condos. But as the rates drop and inventory starts to go, that can flip quickly. So I would just keep an eye out as far as the home prices, or you can reach out to us anytime and we can help. If you've got kids, Palma Ranch's schools are a huge draw. I mean, it was one of the main reasons we chose this area for our family. The Sarasota County School District is one of, if not the best in Florida, and we've got a bunch of A-rated schools right here. For elementary schools, you have Ashton and Gulfgate Elementaries that are both just a mile or so away from a lot of the neighborhoods here. And then there's Laurel and Nokomis, which is actually K through 8. That is further south. All of these have great STEM programs and excellent reviews. For middle schools, there's Sarasota Middle School, which is on Ashton, and again, just a mile or so away from Palma Ranch. They have great arts and sports programs and an awesome talented and gifted program. And then again, you have Laurel Nokomis for the communities that are further south as well. For high schools, there's Riverview High and Venice High, both of which have great sports programs. Venice actually just won the football state championship in 2024, but both have excellent reputations as far as preparing kids for college and beyond. And to top it off, you have the Pine View School for the Gifted just down the road in Osprey. This is a 2 through 12 school and was actually ranked as the top school in Florida and number 18 in the country. And there are a number of other, great private schools close by as well. The education system and schools in Sarasota are easily one of the biggest draws for Palma Ranch. I can't tell you the number of families that have moved to this area specifically for the schools. Whether you're moving with toddlers or teens, the education scene here has you covered. All right, now let's look at the lifestyle and activities residents here enjoy. Living in Palma Ranch is like having the best of Florida at your fingertips. You're 10 to 15 minutes from the beach while still being close to all of the amenities that Sarasota and Venice provide. With both Siesta Key and Nokomis Beach being so close, it's easy to spend a day at either, grab food and drinks and watch the sunset. You also have obviously great fishing, kayaking, and boating opportunities on the water as well. The 20-mile Legacy Trail runs right through the community, perfect for biking, jogging, or even rollerblading with friends. This trail is really unique in that it stretches from downtown Sarasota all the way to the historic train station in Venice, and it gives bikers a safe path so you're not riding along with the traffic. The trail also passes through Oscar Scherer State Park at the southern end of Palma Ranch, which is great for, camping, kayaking, bird watching, hiking, really everything outdoors. For people who like to golf like myself, we have something like 20 or more courses within a 30-minute drive from Palma Ranch. There are some of the semi-private courses like Stony Brook, which is right here in the community, and Serenoa, Calusa Lakes, Waterford, Bent Tree, and Tatum. And then if you're looking to join a private club, there's Prestantia, the Oaks, Laurel Oak, and Gator Creek, just to name a few. But the quantity and quality of golf courses in Sarasota is one of the main reasons that drive people to this area. What I love about Palma Ranch is the location and really accessibility to both Sarasota and Venice. Regardless of what neighborhood you're in, you're less than 30 minutes to both downtown areas. If you're looking for more of an art scene at a larger downtown area, Sarasota is going to be for you. If you're looking for more of a small town, beach downtown vibe, Venice is the place to go. But both are great options to spend a day or a night out with a ton of great bars and restaurants and things to do. Really, for people of all ages. Okay, looking at the shopping and dining options, Palma Ranch is chock full of them. I actually think this is one of the best features of Palma Ranch when you compare it to other master plan communities like Lakewood Ranch or, Wellham Park. Being centrally located in Sarasota County and west of 75 gives you really easy access to essentially everywhere. For shopping, you have, I think, 6 public locations scattered around Palmer Ranch. You have your big box stores like Walmart, Target, Costco, and Lowe's, all right there as well. Up and down 41, there are really any other store that you could ask for. University Mall is only maybe a 20-minute drive to the north. And if you're looking for more boutique shopping, both downtown Sarasota and downtown Venice on the island have some really cool locally owned shops. For dining, again, Palmer Ranch has a ton of options. You'll have your, Starbucks, Dunkin', McDonald's, and Chick-fil-A's here, but there are some really good local places as well. Some of my family's personal favorites are Mad Mo's, which is a nice little sports bar and grill, great food. There's The Point, which is a really nice seafood place right on the water, and they have a tiki bar right next door, which is an easy place to bring the kids and let them run around outside. There's also Max's Table, which is a really good brunch spot. And then Origin Pizza is right around the corner on Honore and Clark. But really any type of food or dining experience, you could want, whether it's on the water, more of a sports bar or an upscale place, you can find it in or around Palmer Ranch. Really, what's great about the lifestyle here in Palmer Ranch is that while you are, close to everything, each of the individual neighborhoods has their own unique amenities, social clubs, and activities that really make it feel homely and welcoming for everyone. Moving on to the pros and cons, let's face the facts. Palmer Ranch is amazing, but it's not perfect. Here's the good stuff. You've got stunning beaches, top schools, and neighborhoods for every taste, from condos to estates. No state income tax means more cash in your pocket, and gated communities add that extra security. I mean, in our neighborhood, kids run or ride their bikes up and down the streets daily with no problem. And now the not so fun stuff, the cons. Sarasota is growing fast, so new builds like Talon Preserve mean more neighbors and sometimes more construction. Traffic on I-75 or Clark Road can get pretty backed up during rush hour or snowbird season. January to March, plan your commute accordingly. Summers are hot, like 90 degrees and humid, and hurricane season, which is June through November, means stocking up on supplies just in case. HOA fees vary big time from, $50 a month to $900 a month. So check those before you fall in love with a neighborhood. In my opinion, the pros far outweigh the cons, but everyone's going to have their own opinion and, quirks or critiques that they're looking for in a community. We love it here because of the location, the schools, and the neighborhood atmosphere. Having moved from up north in Ohio, I can tell you the hot summer months are much more enjoyable than the freezing cold for 4 or 5 months out of the year up there. All right, guys, now let's take a little more of an in-depth look at Palmer Ranch's 36 neighborhoods. Again, I've grouped them into 5 buckets. Affordable, amenity-rich, family-friendly, golf, and luxury to help you find your vibe. We'll look at the prices, the perks, and a few of the insider tips on each of these. Ready? Let's dive in. We'll start with the more affordable options. If you're looking, to score a deal in Palmer Ranch, these 9 neighborhoods are where it's at. Condos and townhomes under $400,000. Perfect for first-timers, snowbirds, or investors. You're still getting that, Sarasota magic, beaches, trails, and shops without emptying your wallet. First up is Bella Volino with a median sales price of $250,000. Imagine a condo that feels like a fancy apartment with high vaulted ceilings and oversized closets you could practically live in. These 324 units from the late 90s have a concierge, indoor basketball court, and a resort-style pool. You're right across from the shops on 41, just 15 minutes from Siesta Key. The HOA is $500 to $700 a month, covering all of the upkeep. The rental demand here is pretty high, great for investors. And here's the scoop. Those premium finishes at this price are a great deal. And the community's pet-friendly vibe is a bonus for dog lovers. Next is Serenade. This is a budget buyer's dream. 340 gated condos starting under $150,000 with 2 pools, a 24-hour gym, and a playground for the kids. You can take a walk over to Publix at Northridge Plaza or hit the Legacy Trail for a bike ride. The HOA is $400 to $600 and the amenities feel way pricier than they are. I actually have friends that rent these out seasonally and cover their own mortgage, which is pretty nice. And an insider tip, the gated entry and the lush landscaping make it feel like your own private oasis. All right, next we have Vintage Grand. This is Palmer Ranch's cheapest ticket, starting at just $100,000. 432 condos with 2 pools, tennis courts, and a scenic fishing pier right on the lake. Built as apartments in 1989, they're getting, fresh roofs and paint, so values are expected to increase. HOA is $300 to $500, and your steps from, Costco and Target. It's in a great location. What's great is that the community's relaxed vibe and, lake views make it a hidden gem for young buyers. Continuing on, another affordable neighborhood is the Palmer Club at Prestantia. If you're 55 plus, you'll love this one. With only 80 condos right next to Prestantia, starting at $150,000 with a secure lobby and elevators for easy living. You can join TPC if you want, it's not required. The HOA is $500 to $700, and you're right across the street again from Costco and Target and Publix. And a fun fact, the social committee plans monthly brunches and activities, so it's easy to meet your neighbors. All right, next we have Pinestone. Picture 240 condos with a clubhouse that has a 32-seat movie theater. Starting around $250,000, you get an Olympic-sized pool, tennis, and picnic spots. The HOA is $400 to $600, and you're near Potter Park for outdoor fun and the walking trails. There's movie nights, and it really just feels like a resort. And the deal is that the gated community and extra storage units are perfect for snowbirds looking for extra room for beach gear or bikes. Okay, another neighborhood is Plaza de Flores. These 200 condos have Mediterranean flair with lake views and a gardening club that keeps the grounds blooming. Starting at $275,000, you get a pool, tennis, and a clubhouse for hanging out. HOA is $400 to $600, and you can walk to the YMCA or Pelican Plaza shops. The name means Plaza of Flowers, and it's as pretty as it sounds. This is one of my favorite locations in Palmer Ranch with easy access to the shops and the Legacy Trail. Moving on, we have Promenade Townhomes East and West. These 140 townhomes built in 2018 are modern and fresh with 3 bedrooms and attached garages for $300 to $400,000. Each side has its own pool, and the HOA is $300 to $500, which covers all of the upkeep. You're near I-75 and tons of shops, which is super convenient. Residents have food truck nights in the parking area, creating a fun way to, really bond with your neighbors and build community. And what's unique? It's entry-level Palmer Ranch living with low-maintenance townhomes, perfect for first-time buyers or downsizers. Next up is Palmer Square East and West. There are 176 condos that feel more like townhomes with garages and big open layouts for $300 to $450,000. Each side has a pool, and the HOA is $400 to $600. You're across from, Costco and the YMCA, so you can, basically just leave the car at home. It's perfect for professionals who want space without the yard work. This community has a quiet vibe while still being close to everything. And last up for affordable neighborhoods, we have Ariel. These 192 condos from 2004 are super spacious. Some have over 2,000 square feet for around $370,000. Gated with a pool and a gym, the HOA is $400 to $600. It's pet friendly for dogs and cats, and each has its own private garage. Snowbirds love it here for the roomy layouts. And an insider tip, the central location makes it convenient to get anywhere you need to go. And that's it for, the more affordable neighborhoods in Palmer Ranch. Being able to get in a prime location at some of these prices is just such a great deal. Many of these are great for first-time buyers, investors, or seasonal residents. All right, next we have the more, amenity-rich neighborhoods where, you feel like you're on vacation every single day. These 8 neighborhoods are packed with resort-style amenities. Think pools, clubhouses, events that make life feel like a permanent getaway. Perfect for families, retirees, or anyone who loves staying active and social. We'll start with Village Walk. This place is basically its own little village. Nearly 1,200 homes, villas, and townhomes starting at $350,000. You've got a cafe, a post office, a salon, even a gas station right inside the gates. 2 pools, tennis, and a super active social calendar. The HOA is $400 to $600, covers it all. Just 15 minutes from Siesta Key and right in the heart of Palmer Ranch, close to the new Publix. If you're looking for a socially active, all-inclusive community, this is it. Next, we have the Isles of Sarasota. 674 homes, villas, and townhomes from $375,000 to $750,000 with a lagoon pool and a town center that's won design awards. Tennis, bocce, and all of the and an activities director keep the social calendar full year round. The HOA is $300 to $500, and your steps from Publix and the Legacy Trail. This is basically a smaller version of Village Walk, built right after with the same builder. What I love is the location, being basically right on the corner of Central Sarasota and Monterey. Okay, now let's move on to Botanica. Think upscale condos with a tropical resort vibe. There's just 170 units, 400 to 600,000 with 2 pools and a big 4,000 square foot clubhouse for cocktail mixers and social gatherings. The HOA is 600 to 800, and you're 15 minutes from downtown Sarasota's restaurants and theaters. This is a maintenance-free luxury community with mature landscaping and great views throughout. There's a busy social calendar with events year-round that really makes this feel like a tight-knit community. All right, next up is Sunrise Preserve. This is a newer community with 400 homes and villas with prices from $450,000 to around $1.1 million with a resort pool, pickleball courts, and no CDD fees, which is really nice and rare for new construction. The HOA is $300 to $500 a month, and you're located more north in Palmer Ranch, so you have easy access to I-75 for commutes. There aren't many new construction communities in Palmer Ranch, so if you're looking for a newer build west of 75, this is one of your best options. And the fact that this is a resort-style community with a ton of top schools nearby makes it super desirable. Okay, next we have another new community in Talent Preserve. Still under construction. This one's got 900 single-family homes and paired villas from $400,000 to $1.3 million. The amenities are second to none with a resort-like clubhouse and a pool and an on-site restaurant and bar and really everything you could ask for, including direct access to the Legacy Trail for biking. The HOA is $300 to $500, and you're just 10 minutes from Nokomis Beach. If you're looking for new construction close to the beach, you won't find any better options than Talon. All right, another amenity-rich community here is Cobblestone. Here you have 180 Italian-style homes, around $600 to $1.25 million, with a pool, pickleball, and a dog park for your furry friends. No CDD, and the HOA is just $200 to $400, which is pretty low for all that you get here. What I love is that this community has natural gas lines, which is rare for the area. Great if you like to cook or for, backup generators. This is a smaller scale resort community. If you're looking for intimacy paired with amenities, this is it. Moving on, next we have Hammock Preserve. There's almost 400 homes and villas here with prices from $500,000 to around $1 million, with a barefoot bar by the pool, tennis and dog park. HOA is $300 to $500. It's retiree friendly, but welcomes all ages. Being towards the southern end of Palmer Ranch, you're close to 681, so you can get to Nokomis Beach in less than 15 minutes. This is a socially active, fun community. They have events throughout the year. We have friends that live in Hammock Preserve and they love it. And lastly, we have Esplanade with 500 homes and villas and prices from $450,000 to $1.4 million. There's a lagoon pool, the Bahama Bar, and a spa for ultimate relaxation. Esplanade is probably one of the most desirable communities in Palmer Ranch. There are newer builds with top-of-the-line amenities. The HOA is $300 to $500, and being right off of Monterey, you have easy access to both 681 and 41 to get anywhere you need to go. This is one of the more luxurious, amenity-rich communities here. And that's it for the amenity-rich communities in Palmer Ranch. These are really all about fun and connection. If you like to be out and about, living in a resort style setting, you'll love these. Okay, the next category we're going to look at is family friendly. If you have kids, these 14 neighborhoods are built for families with A-rated schools, safe streets, and tons of stuff to keep everyone happy. Think playgrounds, cul-de-sacs, and neighbors who feel like extended family. First is Wellington Chase, with almost 200 homes and prices from $400,000 to $600,000. This is in an ungated community with really low HOA fees at $50 to $150. Both Ashton Elementary and Sarasota Middle School are just like a mile or a mile and a half away. There's Urfer Park close by for picnics and trails. Since it is ungated, some overlook it, so you can get some really good value here. And what's unique, this is low-cost Palmer Ranch living with a neighborly atmosphere, appealing to families wanting, top schools and location without the amenity overhead. Next is Stony Brook Estates. Here you have 130 gated homes, $450,000 to $700,000, right by the golf course, but with no club fees, kind of the best of both worlds. The HOA is $150 to $300, and while you don't have access to the golf course, you still have access to the rest of the amenities like the pool, the clubhouse, and the restaurant. I also love the location because you're right off of 41, so going north up to Siesta or south down to Nokomis Beach is really easy. All right, next we have Palisades. There are just 43 villas here, an average price point around $500,000, with a pool and a clubhouse for neighborhood hangouts. The HOA's $500 to $700 a month, and it's just so tight-knit, which is nice if you really want to get to know your neighbor. Great for downsizers who still want that, that family feel. This is really just hassle-free villa living, perfect for snowbirds, families, and retirees just seeking connection. Moving on, next up is Huntington Point. Just about 200 gated homes, $500,000 to $800,000, with cul-de-sacs where kids can ride bikes and get outside all day long. What's great is the low $100 to $200 HOA, and you're near the YMCA and Potter Park. They do block parties and holiday light contests. There's just an old school community feel to it. This is low fee gated living with spacious homes, ideal for people who want security without paying for unused amenities. Next we have Stonebridge, featuring just over 300 ungated homes, $500,000 to $800,000, with a pool and $100 to $200 HOA, so on the lower end as far as monthly fees go. Again, you're close to the elementary school and middle school and the shops on 41. It's really convenient for families with kids. There's a social committee here that plans yard sales and holiday activities. Stonebridge brings all of the perks of being in Palmer Ranch with nice single-family homes without the higher monthly fees. Next up is Mira-Lago. There's 180 maintenance-free villas here, $400,000 to $600,000, with a pool and a spa. HOA is $400 to $600, which covers all of the lawn and common areas. The community is just 10 minutes from Siesta Key, one of the closest neighborhoods in Palmer Ranch. What I love is that Mira-Lago offers the feel of a single-family home with really that condo level ease. And you really can't beat the location. This is a great neighborhood for small families looking to be, close to the beach, close to a ton of great restaurants and shops without having to deal with a ton of traffic. All right, another family-friendly neighborhood we have is Fairway Woods. There are just about 100 villas, $300,000 to $500,000, right next door to TPC Prestantia, and obviously still close to all of the A-rated schools. $500 to $700 HOA covers all of the maintenance. These are all 2 and 3 bedroom villas, some of them up to 2,800 square feet, and each with a garage, which is so convenient. It's quiet and low key, perfect for families who want less upkeep. The location is also really nice. You're just down the street from Costco and Publix and Target, while still being just 10 or 15 minutes to Siesta Key. Next, we have the Hamptons. Just about 230 homes, $400,000 to $800,000, split into 3 sections. West, which is gated with a private pool, South, which is maintenance free, and North, which has a lower monthly fee. The HOA fees average $100 to $500 a month, just depending on which section you're in. I think what's nice about Hamptons is that you are pretty centrally located in Palmer Ranch, so you can get to Clark or 75 easy, get over to 41 or Siesta easy. It's just a practical location, and again, really close to the schools. Okay, moving on. Next up is Promenade Estates. There are about 350 modern, newer homes here at $500,000 to just over $1 million. The amenities are geared towards families with a pool, a splash pad, a playground, and a dog park. You have a $200 to $400 HOA, which covers, all of the common area maintenance. This is a super socially active community with holiday events, and monthly meetings at the pool, and Halloween here is a blast. And what's nice is that the neighborhood is one of the southernmost in Palmer Ranch, so Nokomis Beach is less than 15 minutes away. All right, next we have Turtle Rock. There's around 750 homes here and a pretty large price range of $500 to $1 million, with a clubhouse, pool, tennis, basketball court, and a playground. The HOA is between $200 and $600, which covers the amenities, security, and the common areas. This is one of the most established neighborhoods in Palmer Ranch, and I think probably one of the most desirable for families because of the central location right on the corner of Central Sarasota and Honore. And then next is Marbella, with almost 140 Mediterranean-style homes, $500,000 to $900,000 price range, with a low $150 to $300 HOA. This is one of the closest neighborhoods in Palmer Ranch to Siesta Key. I mean, you're just under 4 miles to the South Bridge, less than 15 minutes away, and being right off of Palmer Ranch Parkway, you have easy access to both 41 and Clark Road, which is really convenient. What makes Marbella great is that it is a small gated neighborhood that is centrally located. So if you're looking for privacy combined with convenience, this is it. Okay, another family-friendly neighborhood here is Sandhill Preserve. This is another Devasta community with 300 homes, a price range of $500,000 to $1 million, with a great amenity center, a resort-style pool, a spa, and pickleball courts. There's a $300 to $500 monthly HOA. This is an active community, perfect really for all ages. The amenities are really geared to bring the community together, and the location right behind the new Publix shopping center is really nice. Easily one of the best locations in Palmer Ranch as far as ease of access goes. Next, we have Deer Creek. There's almost 500 single-family homes and villas here, with prices between $500,000 and $1.2 million, built around 17 lakes. The HOA is $150 to $600 a month, just depending on whether you're in the villa section or not. It's family friendly with beautiful, mature landscaping throughout. You're less than a mile away from Costco, Publix, and Target, and just around the corner from Powder Park and the YMCA. And what's great is that this isn't your typical, cookie cutter neighborhood. Most of, if not all of the homes are custom designs. And last up on our family friendly neighborhoods, we have Arbor Lakes. 267 homes with anywhere from 3 to 6 bedrooms, so a good amount of variety here. Prices are $500 to $1.25, and the amenities are great with a pool, spa, basketball and volleyball courts, and a pirate-themed splash pad and playground for kids. $150 to $250 HOA, which is low compared to other similar communities. And what I love is that there's a resident-only gate that gives you quick access to 75. Great for parents who have to commute for work. All right, those are your family-friendly neighborhoods. Obviously, the school district makes really, any neighborhood in Palmer Ranch great for kids. But if you're looking for communities with a fun atmosphere for kids, these are the ones I'd recommend looking at first. Okay, moving on, let's look at the golf course communities in Palmer Ranch. If golf is your passion, or if you're looking for that country club style living, you'll love these neighborhoods. There's actually only 2, true golf course communities, but like I said, there are a ton of other amazing courses nearby. So let's check these ones out. The first golf course community we'll look at is Stony Brook Golf and Country Club. The neighborhood features around 940 single-family homes, condos, and villas with a price range from $300,000 to $1 million. And what's great is that there is a newly renovated Arthur Hills course that's included in your home ownership. $600 to $900 HOA covers golf, the 20,000 square foot clubhouse with a restaurant, a bar, tennis, a large pool, and more. You're just 15, maybe 20 minutes from Siesta Key. The golf course is semi-private, but memberships are only available for the residents. If you're looking for country club living without a huge price tag, this is it. And our other golf course community in Palmer Ranch is Prestantia. There are around 500 homes across 14 different sub-neighborhoods, $300,000 to $2.5 million. So there's a ton of variety as far as home types go. Here you have 2 TPC courses that are some of the best in the area, bar none. Membership is not required for residents, but the courses are private. There is a social membership if you want access to the clubhouse, a pool, fitness facility, and the rest of the amenities. The HOA will be somewhere in the $200 to $600 range, just depending on what neighborhood you're in. It's centrally located in Palmer Ranch with easy access to basically everything. And if you do opt in for the social membership, the clubhouse and community has a ton of events year round. Whether you love golf or you're just looking for that country club, resort-like atmosphere, both Stony Brook and Prestantia are great options. All right, the last category of neighborhoods we're going to look at is luxury. If you're craving that, high-end, exclusive lifestyle, these three neighborhoods are Palmer Ranch's best, with larger homes, privacy, and median prices at $1 million or more. First, we have the Country Club of Sarasota. This neighborhood is actually built around TPC Prestantia's golf courses with around 300 homes, all 3 to 5 bedrooms, with prices at $600,000 to $1.7 million. Just about all of the homes here are large, custom built with great views of the golf courses. There's a low HOA of about $100 to $200 a month. And again, the golf and social memberships are optional, so you're not locked in. This is one of the most established neighborhoods in Palmer Ranch, so you have that, that beautiful, mature landscaping throughout. Next, we have Silver Oak. There's almost 270 homes and villas spread across 3 different sections. There's the Estates, which has the larger homes, Enclave, and then the maintenance-free Vineyard Villas. Prices are $500 to $1.5 million with a pool and spa, clubhouse and fitness center. $200 to $600 HOA, just depending on what section you're in. Silver Oak is upscale but calm and quiet, and the location is fantastic. You're right on the corner of Central Sarasota and Honore, 15 minutes to both Nokomis and Siesta Key Beach. This is easily one of Palmer Ranch's most prestigious communities. And finally, we have Legacy Estates. There's only about 150 homes here, all larger estates on good-sized lots. Prices are $1.4 to $2.5 million. And you have access to Esplanade's resort amenities like the Bahama Bar, the pool, fitness center, everything. $400 to $600 HOA. And what's great is that the residents have private access to the Legacy Trail. This is as exclusive and upscale as it gets in Palmer Ranch. The homes are gorgeous, the amenities are first class, and there's under 200 homes here, so you have that peaceful, quiet lifestyle paired with being in one of the best locations in Sarasota. If you're looking for upscale, luxury living, these 3 neighborhoods are the first I'd recommend. And that's all of the neighborhoods that make up Palmer Ranch, all 36 of them. As you can tell, there are so many options as far as home types, amenities, and budgets go. Each of them have their own, quirks and lifestyle. So it really just depends on what you're looking for in a community. Okay, now let's match you to your perfect Palmer Ranch neighborhood. I know everyone has their own specific, criteria that you're looking for in a home, but I really believe the first and probably most important factor you have to consider is the actual location and community you're in, because it's really the only thing that you can't change about your house. For families with kids or people who are looking for a more family-friendly community, I'd recommend Turtle Rock and Promenade Estates first. The amenities are more geared towards families, and a ton of the neighbors have children of their own. You'll see kids riding bikes up and down the streets all the time. For retirees, I like Hammock Preserve and Village Walk because they're maintenance-free with a more, active adult vibe. And there's the Palmer Club, which is the only 55 plus community here. For young professionals or first-time home buyers, I'd recommend Promenade Townhomes and Serenade because of the affordability and the location being closer to Clark and 75. And Bella Villino would be a good option as well because you can walk to any of those stores. And for snowbirds or seasonal residents, I like the condos at Plaza de Flores and Vintage Grand and Ariel because of the price points and low maintenance living that they provide. Again, there's something for everyone here, no matter what lifestyle, home type, or budget that you're looking for. If you are considering a move, I wanted to highlight for you a few of the strategies or tips that I would really recommend to anyone. First, walk the neighborhoods to get a good feel for, the community vibe, but more importantly, get familiar with the area. Go spend a half a day, getting lunch, walking around the shops, or drive to, anywhere that you would be going regularly just to experience the track. Second, budget for HOAs. I know when we moved from Ohio, we weren't used to these the extra, monthly fees. They will range from $100 to $900 a month in Palmer Ranch, just depending on the amenities and the neighborhood. So definitely plan ahead and expect these to increase every year or so. Third, know the market. It's different in each area and certainly different from other regions of the country. For example, right now it's a buyer's market in our area, while in many places up north it's a seller's market. And then finally, work with a local realtor. We live here and work here, know the areas and the little, nuances of each of these communities. We can help recommend inspectors, contractors, moving companies, and really anything you would need. Moving is stressful, so why not make it easier on yourself? To simplify your move, we put together some resources that we share with our clients. Start at our website, zachosre.com. We have specific area listings, content, and market updates for each of the major areas here, whether it's Palmer Ranch, Welland Park, Lakewood Ranch, Venice, anything, you can find it on our website. Download any of our free relocation guides. They're packed with information like schools, commute times, beaches, and local restaurant recommendations. Basically everything you need, to plan your move. For schools, visit SarasotaCountySchools.net for enrollment details and calendars, and to find out what school you'd be zoned for. To make it easy, you can always reach out to us directly, text, call, email us anytime. We can send you real-time listings or answer any questions from HOA fees to hurricane prep. I'm here to help you find exactly what you're looking for and make the process feel as stress-free as possible. And that's our complete overview of Palmer Ranch. Hopefully this video gave you some insight into, why this is one of the premier communities in the Sarasota area. Again, you just can't beat the location, being right in the middle of Sarasota County and so close to world-class beaches. And as you saw, there's something for everyone here, from budget-friendly condos to larger estates and everything in between. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and check out all of our other content on the Gulf Coast of Florida. I'm Nick with Zachos Realty. Thank you again. Have a great day.